Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new around here, my name is Jennifer. Welcome. So I'm sure by now you have seen all the images and the just horribly tragic and disturbing footage of the fires raging across Southern California right now, to homes and infrastructure and just entire neighborhoods, entire communities decimated. It looks like a scene out of the apocalypse right now. It is just mind-boggling to see everything that's going on in California right now. I cannot even begin to imagine what those people that have lost friends, family members, or their homes, their schools, their places of worship, hospitals. I mean, it is just absolutely mind-boggling. My heart and prayers go out to everyone in Southern California. I do pray to God that these fires and these winds die down so that this can just all stop and everyone can get back to the business of getting their lives back and rebuilding their communities. This is just beyond tragic, and it's just terrible. It's sad. But yet again, I saw in the media that Just Call Me Harry and Princess Markle have now made yet again another appearance. This time they showed up in Pasadena at the Pasadena Convention Center, which is now being used as an evacuation point for victims in the area of the fires. Now, by all accounts, they showed up for 17 minutes and gave hugs, talked to victims, shook hands, helped pass out food and beverages, and talked to the mayor. And it just, again, seemed very performative. It seemed like a PR stunt. I don't really blame the people that are angry at this latest attempt, which again is being labeled as a PR stunt. So I have some footage from the evacuation site, the Pasadena Convention Center, where Meghan and Harry showed up, and I have some commentary on it. I'll go ahead and play that for you now, and then I'll see you back here to discuss just a little bit more. Okay, so this is footage from the Pasadena Convention Center. This gentleman here is the mayor of Pasadena. And by reports, they were there for 17 minutes and made an appearance and gave a lot of hugs and talked to victims of the fire. Let's just watch.
This is, I'm being told, this is a live picture of course, that's Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, of course. And again, live picture, and they're talking to the mayor of Pasadena. And again, live picture, and they're talking
So she kind of excuses herself
to the mayor of Pasadena. That's Victor Gordo. And so let me just get some clarification. This is at the Pasadena Evacuation Center, is that right? Yep. So, pardon me, the Pasadena Convention Center serving as an evacuation site. So, you see Meghan Markle and Prince Harry there. They've made their way there to obviously, show face and see what they can do in regards to the relief recovery effort. This is just.
So, I mean, not to be all doom and gloom here. I mean, it is nice that they're out hugging people, talking to people. That's a very caring human thing to do on its face. But you have to wonder, why are there cameras
coming into
at
the
these
newsroom,
precise
obviously?
moments?
Yeah, sure.
When the mayor is there.
Oh, and Susan Hirasuna, you were there, of course.
The statement that they released regarding the fires. And what they were urging citizens to do in response to the fires. And then also browsing around the Archwell website, because I had actually never even been on that website. And it's very, very interesting, to say the least.
You see the gentleman with the vest that says Relief Team, WCK. That's Chef Jose Andres, who is here with his World Central Kitchen.
World Central Kitchen, I believe, is a charity that provides meals. So that gentleman right there is one of the heads of that organization.
Team. But yeah, right now I just see Prince Harry in the ball cap there and the dark polo. I've lost sight of Meghan Markle. I believe she is wending her way through towards the area where people are handing out food. So they just arrived here not that long ago to grab first partner Jennifer Siebel Newsom, who was also giving out food.
She knows she's on camera right now.
There we have a better shot of Princess Markle as Meghan as she's wearing that LA ball.
They just called her Princess Markle, you guys. Did you hear that?
See, there we have a better shot of Princess Markle as Meghan as she's wearing that LA ball cap and talking to some of the volunteers.
I'm from Southern California, you guys. Born and raised. Left in 2003, so I haven't lived there in over 20 years. But I was born in Pasadena. I lived in Pasadena for a year after my family came back from London. Born in Pasadena. My babies were baptized in Pasadena. This is just a little bit infuriating to watch.
Not a lot of big fanfare for their arrival, obviously. I'm sure they just wanted to come and offer support and well wishes as they are hanging out with the commoner.
Support and well wishes, which is fine. But let's get something straight here. You are not accountable to anybody to disclose what you are doing to aid others in times of crisis. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, they have to say what, no, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that when you make yourself visible like this, when you show up to a crisis evacuation center in the middle of raging wildfires all around you, you come for 17 minutes, make sure the camera sees you.
That's one way to put it, huh, Marla?
Yeah.
And again,
I saw an interview with Jennifer Gardner and that chef that they were just talking about. And Jennifer Gardner, by all reports, has been working out there tirelessly for days on end. And she knows that man, that head of that chef's world kitchen. And she's actually out there working with him days on end. This was a 17-minute PR stunt.
UEs have food and first responders as well. Other than
let me just
see,
Prince Harry and the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, they've already opened their home, $14 million home, by the way, in Montecito, which is 90 miles north of the Palisades. They've opened their home to their friends who have been forced to evacuate, which isn't surprising.
So they've opened their homes to friends and family, which is admirable, but
sense. But they also have their Archwell Foundation, named after their son Archie, and they're determining the most impactful ways to support those in need right now. So in addition to
now, Archwell Foundation, you guys, is an organization that acts as an intermediary between charities and victims. So what they do is they ask for donations to their foundation, and then based on that, they determine where they want to give the money, to whatever organizations that Harry and Meghan are deeming as, I don't want to say worthy, but they choose where the donations that are funneled into that organization, Archwell, go.
They're determining the most impactful ways to support those in need right now. So in addition,
see what I mean? They're trying to position themselves as global leaders. They're trying to position themselves as, they left the royal family, but they are out here performing as if they are American royalty, which they are not. We don't recognize titles and royalty in this country. Now, no one's a bigger Anglophile than me. I mean, my mom's Canadian. She grew up with a love of the British royal family, and she instilled that in me. I absolutely love the British royal family. But this is something that doesn't really, it does not translate.
I'm sure working with.
How can I help? And it's so frustrating because a lot of people want to donate goods, but when evacuees don't have a...
It's like she always knows when there's a camera on her. She always knows. And in so many ways, a lot of times when people like her show up like this during times of crisis, the cameras inevitably focus on the celebrity, on the person that's famous, not on the people that are actually the victims. I mean, the people that are in charge of where this camera is being pointed right now should be pointing it and talking to actual victims, or talking to people that actually work for organizations like the American Red Cross that directly give money to people that need it.
Farther away, Princess Markle, she left that little group.
There they go again with the Princess Markle stuff. For all of you that don't know, she cannot be called Princess Meghan, and she cannot be called Princess Markle. The HRH titles are gone after Megxit. So the only time that she could ever be referred to with princess in the name would be Princess Henry. She would have to be styled after her husband, who is a blood prince and the blood royal.
But now she's getting down and dirty. She truly wants to help.
She's getting down and dirty, you guys.
She's in her civvies and not exactly glammed up, but she bent over that plastic bin. It looked as if she was literally going to start helping people. She's offering up hugs, which are so needed.
We have to remember this is,
which is fine, which is fair. Show up and give hugs and words of encouragement. I mean, again, I don't want to be all doom and gloom. I mean, sometimes that's just what other human beings need, is a hug and a kind word. But
right? I mean, she grew up in Los Angeles. Well, I'm sure she would. I understand the intimacy of this moment. I totally respect that. But I'm sure she'd be open to talk.
Sorry. This is just exhausting.
To you, because she seems.
Okay, so see, this would have been the moment where you would think that she would want to do an on-camera interview, but she also knows how picked apart she's been lately, and rightly so. So, watch this.
Yeah, let's see. She was sort of coming over this way, so let's see if we can... Okay, we're getting body checked, though. Mayor, do you want to say?
I'm going to assume they've got some type of security. Is this guy security? Because they said, oh, we're getting body checked right now.
Okay. We're getting body checked, though. Mayor, do you want to say a couple words? Can we grab you briefly? Sure. How is it to have Prince Harry and Princess Markle here, Meghan here?
There they go again with the Princess Markle. You know she hates that, by the way. But look at this man. I mean, God bless him. He looks like he hasn't slept in days. We have no idea. If you aren't in the area and you've never gone through something like this, I've never gone through anything like this. I can only imagine what these people must be going through. I mean, God bless him.
Well, it's great people, great personalities, and great heart. I
don't know about you, but I look at this man and I can just see he is a very nice man. You can tell he wears his heart on his sleeve. Just a wonderful, big, burly, kind of like teddy bear type person. I consider myself a bit of an empath, and my dad, God rest his soul, was very much like this, just like a kind of like a burly, bigger, kind of caring man.
For them to come out here and meet with the first responders, meet with the people who are affected, is very important. They really buoyed the spirits of the first responders.
There were also pictures and photos of them visiting areas of devastation, which was a little odd to me because people that lived in those areas were forbidden to go into those areas. So I don't understand why Princess Markle and Prince Harold are allowed to go in those areas, but people that lived there that had their lives just steamrolled and devastated from fires are not allowed to go in those areas, but they are. This is just so odd too.
Well, they want to be as helpful as they can be, and really they just wanted to be supportive. We visited with some of the affected families in some of the burned out areas in Pasadena and Altadena. They took the time to meet the people that are affected and spend time, and they're just very caring people who are very concerned for their friends and neighbors.
God bless him. I mean, look at that man. He's genuinely happy that they came, He is really happy that they came and hugged those people. I mean, that right there is just a look of just genuine sadness. It's just heartbreaking.
Indeed, and it looked as if, the two of them might want to really be helpful. As I saw actually, Meghan Markle stoop down and take off the lid of a plastic bin. Do they want to really get down and dirty?
This is their second visit today. We were here earlier today, and they were serving food.
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? I'm sorry. Let's start by not showing up in front of cameras. You can do all of these things. Harry and Meghan can do all of these things off camera. Why on camera? Why the cameras constantly?
Actually, Meghan Markle stoop down and take off the lid of a plastic bin. Do they want to really get down and dirty?
This is their second visit today. We were here earlier today, and they were serving food anonymously. No one knew they were serving food.
Well, we know now. Don't. Okay. I have seen enough. And it reminded me of when she made an appearance in Texas, in Uvalde, Texas, after those children were massacred. She brought a camera crew with her to that, to Uvalde. Said in the video, I really feel like a lot of these celebrities that we are seeing that are giving interviews or are basically being stopped in the street and being interviewed, they are not calling cameras and camera crews. They're not tipping off paparazzis. They are out in the communities actually helping, donating, doing their thing. A camera sees them, stops them, and they get interviewed. It happened to Jennifer Gardner. She was out and trying to help people in the area where she lives, and there happened to be a camera crew there, and that's how she ended up on camera talking to people, sharing her experiences about what happened to her and her friends and family. I feel that that's very different than what we just witnessed there at that Pasadena Convention Center. And I think in this instance, what it comes back to is wanting to gain notoriety and a sense of status with the public. Like, for example, with the fires. With the fires, so many of us, we want to talk about sending love, sending sympathy. Sometimes we feel that if we don't say anything, that we are going to be viewed as unfeeling or callous, or that we just, don't care, which often is really not the case. You don't necessarily have to feel that you have to perform and have some type of public display of emotion, or you don't necessarily have to do that in order to care. There are a lot of things that we could do behind the scenes that won't necessarily call attention to ourselves, but will really, really help those in need. And I've fallen victim to this in my life. I'm sure you have in yours. We want people to view us as caring, heartfelt individuals that really want to make a difference and help out others. But often I think when it turns into a performance, that is a really, really fine line, and that's a dangerous line that we don't want to cross. There are so many celebrities and so many people around our country who I am sure have donated anonymously or who have shown up in times of crisis, like with what's going on with the fires or in North Carolina, where they just show up and they ask, what can they do to be of service? What can they do to help? And it doesn't have to be something that you are alerting others to. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you are posting on social media about. And it can get sticky because sometimes, people are just posting on social media like, hey, I donated to this charity that's helping here, or I donated to the Red Cross, or they need help if you want to donate here too. That's fine, but I think what we're witnessing with Harry and Meghan, again, it is a performance, it is an act, it is something that is meant to call attention to them, but the optics just are terrible. The timing is absolutely terrible. The royal family, when they respond to communities in crisis or when they respond to situations that are heartbreaking or things that happen, for the royal family, it's about timing. The royal family knows how to just really back off, give people their space, and then, allow them to mourn, allow them to grieve. And then when the timing is right, they go in and they offer support. They try to boost morale any way they can. They call attention to actual, real, boots on the ground charities that are doing their part. And since I am taking away from this latest PR stunt is that it's like Jesus told us, if we want to help and we want to contribute, I mean, obviously he didn't say it in these words, but I'm paraphrasing. If you want to help and you want to contribute, you want to do it in secret. You don't want to necessarily have to call attention to the fact that you are doing something to help out your fellow man in need. We all do things like this. We all want recognition. We all want that notoriety. We all want status. We all want to be seen as good people. But again, it just comes back to optics and it comes back to just pure performance. And that's what I think that Harry and Meghan are doing in this particular instance. And it's just really, really getting under my skin. And I know it's getting under a lot of you guys' skin too. I've been reading your comments. Thank you for commenting, by the way. I really do appreciate so many of you. But I have to say, your comments are really giving me hope. And they're really opening my eyes to the fact that there are a lot of, there are more normal functioning people out there than not. We're not all crazy covert narcissists or even malignant narcissists. We're just normal people trying the best that we can. And I really wish that for Harry and Meghan. I just want them to stop this. I want to continue to pray for them and have them see that they don't need to perform like this. They don't need to constantly run to us and say, look at me, look what I'm doing. Look, I'm a good humanitarian. I'm a good person. It's starting to get really, really old. You can do what you want, but for me, when I am going to give to a charity, when I am going to give to a cause, I'm going to give directly to that cause. I am not going to go through a foundation like Harry and Meghan's, because you give a foundation money and then the foundation determines what they want to do, what cause they want to donate to. And yes, they're telling us like what they're involved in, but if you don't necessarily want somebody else determining where your charitable dollars go, just give directly to the charity. Whether you're helping animals or whether you're like the Humane Society, or whether you're helping the ASPCA, or whether you want to help St. Jude's Children's Hospital, or whether you want to donate directly to the American Red Cross to help these fire victims. In my personal opinion and my recommendation, just give directly to the charity. Just bypass all of this nonsense like these foundations. They're just completely exhausting, you guys. Trust me, I am exhausted too. It's just a lot to take in, and it's especially irritating and it's especially annoying when you see people out in the public eye angling for sympathy, angling for attention, and angling for prominence in a time when people are displaced. They have no place to live. Their homes are absolutely just decimated and destroyed. And then you have people who I feel trying to steal the spotlight, trying to get sympathy, trying to get the focus back on them, but for all of the wrong reasons. We don't need to know about what they're doing. I believe that that is a particularly low blow considering everything that's going on right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there. I want to thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel. I've gotten close to 1,000 new subscribers just in the past week alone. It's blown my mind, the support that I am seeing out there. And I know this is a hot topic right now, but that's why I turned on the camera. I just felt particularly triggered watching these two individuals in the most devastating of tragedies. That is not how we are called to live. Our Savior calls us to be better, to show up and to help without hope of any type of acknowledgement or any type of recognition. We have to try to be selfless. We have to show up and we have to be our best. We don't have to call attention to what we're doing. We just have to go out and do what we know is right. So again, I will end it there. Thank you guys so much and for all your support. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't. I would absolutely love to have you. Again, I am not technically a Harry and Meghan channel, but I do realize that there is interest there and I do enjoy commenting on them as it relates to just us in general, how we can look at them and how we can use the example of what they're doing or not doing in order to become better people. So that's what I'm going to start doing on the channel, is commenting about things, talking about life, of course, still talking about beauty, especially if you're over 40. I've got some great content on here if you want to go ahead and check it out. I have some awesome stuff coming up, but I just really just wanted to talk about this with you guys today. Thank you for joining me, and I appreciate you guys so much. I will talk to you very soon. Bye.